Sawadee Kap, I'm JP Mestanza, and today is Friday, September 17th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. The high number of COVID infections reported each day on the island is prompting officials to table any discussions on whether to lift the ban on the sale and consumption of alcohol in restaurants on the island. The decision was announced at a meeting of the Phuket Communicable Disease Committee yesterday, in which the Phuket Vice Governor recognized that business operators have formally requested the ban to be lifted. The ban on the sale and consumption of alcohol in restaurants came months after all entertainment venues, including bars and pubs, were closed on the island as a COVID prevention measure. Several bars, especially in Patong's Bangla Road area, have reopened as restaurants in order to generate some kind of income after having to shut their doors with no government assistance. Officials say that the alcohol ban at restaurants will remain in place until at least the end of the month and is likely to be extended unless daily COVID cases on the island decline. Also at the meeting, the director of Vashida Phuket Hospital explained that the push to have people receive a third dose booster jab of COVID vaccines was forging ahead, especially after a recent study by medical staff at the hospital in Vashida confirmed that small doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine as a third booster shot had promising effects. These booster shots are already being administered to medical personnel on the island, as well as other frontline workers and those registered living on the island who have any of the following medical conditions, which you can see on your screen. Next up will be those who live in Phuket but have a registered address in other provinces and government officers, followed by migrant workers and foreigners living in Phuket. To receive the third booster shot, people must register through the Phuket Must Win website. The first groups to receive priority are those registered as Phuket residents and who have any of these 7 conditions placing them at greater risk of serious infection. The registrants must also have received 2 vaccination injections of Sinovac through the Phuket Must Win website in June or July. The second priority group are those registered as Phuket residents and have received 2 vaccination injections of Sinovac organized through the Phuket Must Win website before June 15th. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. Phuket officials confirmed 236 local COVID infections on Thursday, along with 2 more Phuket Sandbox tourist infections, putting yesterday's total number of COVID cases to 238 on the island. Just over 3,600 people are now receiving medical care on Phuket. Since April 1st, there have been 8,062 COVID cases, and since the pandemic began, there have been 8,236 COVID cases. Meanwhile, Thailand recorded just over 14,500 cases today, along with 177 more fatalities. There have been 1.4 million cases since the pandemic began last year. 98% of those cases have only been confirmed since this past April. Phuket Extra, we are back after this. Transform your pool within a week. Call us today. For the best steaks and apple pie to die for, visit Harry's Restaurant and Hotel, Patong Beach. Look for us on Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you here. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. Just a day after officials confirmed that they've pushed back the reopening of Bangkok to mid-October, the public health minister is now reconsidering the nationwide reopening altogether after academics and others were critical of the idea, saying it may be too early in light of the high number of cases nationwide. Earlier this week, reports said that tourism officials were looking into reopening Chonburi, Prachuap Khiri Khan, Chiang Mai, and Phetchaburi provinces by October 1st, and Bangkok possibly in mid-October, in line with the pledge that the Prime Minister made back in June to reopen the nation in about 120 days. Commenting on issues surrounding the plan, Deputy Prime Minister and Public Health Minister Anutin Chamvirakun yesterday said medical experts and the Department of Disease Control must decide whether the country is ready to reopen, and officials will look at several factors, including how many people are vaccinated in certain destinations. This week, it was reported that just over 38% of Bangkok residents are fully vaccinated, and that the capital would have 70% of its residents fully vaccinated by the tentative reopening date of October 15th for vaccinated foreign arrivals. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments section below. Coconuts Bangkok is reporting that a 2-year-old case pitting a Dutch national against the Public Health Ministry over dual pricing in Thailand's public hospitals, while final arguments are scheduled for this coming Tuesday. 52-year-old Erwin Buse's anti-discrimination lawsuit against the Public Health Ministry and Minister Anutin Chanvinakul will see final arguments in the administrative court in Phetchaburi province this coming Tuesday. He calls the higher fees that non-Thai nationals are charged at public hospitals unconstitutional and is asking the court to annul the rate structure that was put in place in September 2019 and instead use the old rate that were used since 2004. The new rules went into effect in September 2019 that separated people in 4 categories: Thai nationals, citizens of neighboring countries, working foreigners on non-immigrant visas, and tourists and retirees. Under these rules, expats would pay higher fees at public hospitals, with retirees and tourists paying even more, many times double the price that Thai nationals and ASEAN citizens pay. This is not the first time that he's challenged Thailand's dual pricing system. Back in 2018, he won a long-running court battle against Hua Hin Hospital, who had been charging him hundreds of baht in additional fees every time he would take the 100-kilometer trek to the hospital for cancer treatment. Earlier today, he told Coconuts, quote, "I'm representing all the foreigners living in Thailand. It's not about me. This is not my personal case." For more, visit the link in the description. Thanks for joining us here today on Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Join us again on Monday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.